Hey guys, Jennifer Rogers here with a Fenced In podcast with Jennifer Rogers. Thank you guys for tuning in today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share for more content like this. Today's episode is sponsored by Rise Up Media Group. If you are interested in having your business highlighted on this channel, feel free to reach out to me if you would like to sponsor an episode. Today, I am interviewing Justin Arroyo. And he was just released from being incarcerated in the state of Georgia for quite an extensive prison bid. Justin, tell us about you. Where are you from? Like, tell us who you are.
All right. Well, I'm from the country. I'm from Elberton, Georgia. A lot
Okay.
of people may have never heard of Elberton, Georgia, but it's in the country. So
There's a lake there, isn't it?
Lake Russell.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. Okay, so you're from Elberton. What was your life like growing up?
Honestly, it was I can say it was all right. I mean, my life was decent. It wasn't like I can't honestly say there wasn't no gangster stuff, really going on in my life in the beginning. It started off my father and my mom were together, and I was raised, in I guess you could say a stereotypical depiction of what would a normal home be. So,
Okay. So at what point did you start to lead a life of crime? When did that happen?
I can honestly say now that I probably when I was in school, probably in middle school, high school. I started going. I jumped off the porch. I say around middle school.
Okay. So what was jumping off the porch like in middle school? What was the first thing that you did?
Okay, so jumping off the porch in the middle school consisted of I would go to school every day, and God rest his dad. I will go ahead and say my father rest his soul. I used to go to school, and I used to sell a little weed and stuff, and for my dad. My dad used to he used to give me weed and stuff to take to school, and I used to go to school, and I used to sell weed for my dad. I can't get in trouble for this now, can
No,
he? Oh, he
no.
okay. He can't either, can because he. I mean, God rest his dead, but he's still like Justin. What are you doing? What are you doing? Ain't no way you're telling all this stuff.
Yeah, no, no, you cannot get in trouble.
Okay, so like my dad, he was that guy. Like if anybody ever know or heard of Caesar Metamorphosis, my father, he was the man. I guess so.
Okay. So you grew up wanting to be like him?
Most definitely.
Yes. Okay. So at what point did it go from just, selling weed to like real crime? Like, what is it that you got in trouble for? What were you doing?
I ain't gonna lie. My first charge was a possession of a joint of marijuana. I got
Okay.
pulled over because I had loud music, and I was overheard by a one of Elbert County's finest, and he pulled me over. He pulled me over, and he discovered one marijuana rolled joint, and I went to jail. And from there, that's where everything went crazy.
What happened next?
I went to jail, and when I went to jail, I was introduced to that other side of the wall. That's where my life of crime really began because when I was introduced to the inside of a jail, I was then able to learn more and get the means of actually of how to conduct myself as a criminal. I guess you could
Mm,
say.
yeah. So how long did you spend in there that time?
My first time locked up, I didn't spend long at all. Actually, my father he got me out, like pretty quick. Like maybe a couple of days, like nothing major. Like I didn't do any real time until I actually went to prison.
So walk me to like the time when you got started getting in trouble that led you to prison. What were you doing at that point?
Pills. I was messing around with Lord tabs and pills, and I got caught dealing. I got caught selling pills at school. I got caught meeting a little boy at school selling pills, and that was my first felony.
What pills were you selling?
Hydrocodone, Lord tabs, and alprazolam, Xanax.
Okay. So you get in trouble for selling. Is that at the point you were headed to prison or did that come later?
It came later after I had went to court and I don't know why, I tried to fight it. I ended up losing. So therefore they sent me to prison. Yeah,
Was that so? How many times have you been to prison?
altogether four.
Okay, so
Altogether.
that was your first time going. How long did you stay in prison your first time?
The first time I ever went to prison, I ended up staying a year. That's all I did was a year. They just got me in the system and got my DNA and basically spit me back out.
So, how old were you at that point?
I was 18 years old.
You were 18, so you're going into a state prison in the state of Georgia. Were you afraid at all at that young age?
Yes, ma'am. If anybody says that they're not, I can honestly say they're lying. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's necessarily you call it like afraid, like it's so much aware. Like I was aware of the environment I was about to step into. I wasn't familiar with it, but I was aware that it was going to be a different world. Therefore, I was prepared for the worst. I mean,
So what was that like for you being in there? You're for 18 years old, first time in prison, and you didn't have a long time, but still a year at 18 years old in a state prison in Georgia is a long time.
actually, my first time, it wasn't really like it wasn't what it should have been. Well, I mean, because I didn't know the ropes. I didn't know, I was green, so I got overpriced for everything. I got tried up certain ways that I wouldn't, like the beginning, the first phase, I guess you could call it.
Right, right. So you get out, and then what happens from that prison sentence? What do you do
So
next?
after I got out from that prison sentence, I got out and I went to I actually ended up going to a couple PDCs like for probation violations and stuff like that. But I ended up coming home and it's the same routine, the same pattern, man. My mother's child was not exactly, we weren't seeing eye to eye for whatever reason. I'm not put them out there like that, but they weren't letting me in my children's life. They weren't letting me be a part of my child's life. So I'm not gonna sit there and blame them for nothing. But if had I would have been part of my child's life, I don't think I'd have been in prison, honestly.
Yeah. So what was that like for you? Are you trying to fight to see your children or like what's going on?
Actually, my daughter, she's 18, she's grown now. So that's a that's a whole nother subject. Oh, my son, I'm actually trying to find him now. His name is Dason. Met him yet, and I would love to meet him by if there's any possibility or perhaps I can get the opportunity. I don't know how that works. I have to, I guess, reach to my baby mama. I don't know. She's hiding. I don't know if she's hiding or whatever, but like everybody knows I'm out, and
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily, end on bad terms with with her. So my second baby mama. So I don't know why she's keeping my son from me. I guess I'll see her in court.
Yeah. So what happened when you went to prison the second time?
The second time I went to prison was a little more turned up. I went to Coastal, and there's where I really got got my feet wet. You know what I'm saying? That's where I really cell phone. I got um my I ain't get into everything else, but I got my first cell phone. I got jumped off the porch just in prison. Jumped off the porch in prison. The second time, it was all right. I got a little money too.
Okay. So how long did you do the second time?
I did 3 years the second time.
Okay. So you get out and you go back again. What did you go back again the third time?
Possession of firearm by convicted felony. My probation officer was coming. Well, probation officer came by my house. Parole officer too came by my house. No, I lied. I lied. It was probation. It was probation. Came by my house and searched my house and found two pistols.
Hmm.
And that's where I went. My third time.
And how long did you do that time?
Third time I did 15 months.
Okay. So you get out and now your fourth time, which is this time that you've just gotten out from, what did you do?
7 years and a month.
7 years. So what crime did you commit to go back to prison?
Trafficking. They got me with trafficking, violent, dangerous drugs.
Okay. And they gave you, what was the sentence that they gave you?
25 served 10.
So at this point, have you just kind of decided in your life, like, this is just the life that I'm living and this is what I'm going to do, and I'm just in and out of prison and it's no big deal? Or like, what was your thought process?
I honestly, this last bid did it for me. Honestly, it got to where I was thinking like that, like, man, yeah, this is it, man. This is it. This is what I do. But honestly, this last bid opened my eyes up. I got a newborn son out here, man. I have a lot to live for.
Yeah.
My family, I can honestly say I love my family, but they weren't necessarily there for me on this prison bid, but I guess they're gonna use the excuse they're tired of me going in and out, in and out. But that's no excuse. But we're not gonna get into that either. I love my family.
Okay. So tell me what life was like in prison. What made you this time? What was like the moment of you saying, I've had enough of this. I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh man. It was when I was completely rock bottom broken down, had nothing, nobody. Man, like y'all don't know. Y'all have no clue what prison's like now, man. It's a nightmare.
So
It's
tell
it's
us, walk us through it. For the people that don't know, I've been to prison, so I know what prison is like, but I went to federal prison. The state of Georgia's men's prisons. They're run by gangs, and they're terrible and they're violent and they're scary. I mean, I've heard the stories. I know about the extortion that goes on inside. I know a lot, but tell us, to the people that are watching that have never been to prison, they don't have a family member in prison, they don't know anything about us. Tell the people, what is it like inside of the state of Georgia's prison system as a man?
Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and be real with you. If your loved one, it's gonna be based on his demeanor and his demonstration as a man. If he if he's an addict, he's gonna go to prison and he's gonna have addictive behaviors and addictive characteristics, and he's gonna have those character defects of an addict. So he's gonna be treated like an addict. If you know you're a boss, you're a mob drug lord, you're gonna get in there. You're gonna have enough money to jump back off the porch and get something going. You're gonna have you can do the same thing you're doing out. You know what I'm saying? It's really what a man, how he carries himself. Really, honestly, I can honestly say my demonstration on the street didn't match up with my demonstration in prison. I was in prison wildly, man. I'm ashamed to say what I was doing this last prison bid, but we're not
Oh,
gonna get into that.
what were you doing?
I was rock star lifestyle, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm ashamed. I was out of control. I was doing drugs. Uh, I'm in and out of the tier. Like a couple of times, I got into a violent altercation, physical altercation, inmate on inmate. It didn't do nothing but give me some more time, extended my TPM. It, it wasn't worth it. I wish I would have. It wasn't worth it.
Yeah. So for someone that's coming in, they're not gang affiliated. What is their life going to look like for them if they don't know anybody and they don't have that protection, and let's just say they don't have money, are they going to survive?
Yeah, of course. Because if they got any kind of stand up characteristics about themselves or any kind of like man backbone about themselves, it's gonna reflect, and they're gonna nobody's gonna try them, and nobody's gonna try you if you handle your business. You do what you're supposed to do when you get in there, man. And like you handle your business, you conduct yourself as a gentleman, or you stand on business. Nobody's gonna try you, but you get in there, man. And you stag. You want to play games, play with people's money, man. It all comes with hiding your faults too, man. If you like to do drugs, man, hey, man. If you in a gang, you like to do drugs, hey, man. You know what comes along with that, man. And don't let it reflect on your demonstration, because your demonstration, your overall reflection on you, like your overall, with who you are.
Yeah. So I read a post that you had put, I believe it was on the Georgia Prison Exposed or one of those Facebook pages. Um, were you gang affiliated and you renounced your gang affiliation while you were incarcerated?
I am affiliated most definitely, and I never denounced or renounced. I am and I can't say I'm an active member. Um, but I was affiliated at one point in time, and now I can honestly say I'm reformed. I'm changing. I'm a changed man, for the negative aspects of what it would be consisted of. But overall, um, in that question, you can say, yeah, I'm affiliated. Yes, ma'am. I ain't gonna sit here and lie. Um, but it's not nothing that I can necessarily that I'm proud of. I can say this. It's not necessarily something that I'm proud of or ashamed of.
Yeah.
If that makes any
No,
sense.
I understand that. So, what does being gang affiliated do for you? Like, were you in the gang before you went to prison, or you became affiliated when you went to prison?
And I was affiliated before I ever stepped foot inside of a Georgia penitentiary. I was affiliated. It really, honestly, I can say this. It has pros and its cons, ups and downs. Like it depends, on what aspect you're looking at it from. As far as like, I guess you could say protection, security. Yeah, nobody, gonna touch you. They're gonna know better
Yeah.
than or I guess you could say, well, I guess you can't say that either because, if you're some BS, I don't my language. If you're somebody who doesn't conduct himself or handle his business, it doesn't matter what you are. You could be affiliated or not. You can get dealt with and handled how you
Yeah.
conduct yourself, handle your business.
So, in the prison what prison did you just get out of?
I just got out of Wilcox. Wilcox
Wilcox.
State.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So, how much, like, you hear the stories about people being raped and like stabbed, and there's all these videos circulating and all these groups that are happening like on Facebook from inmates having cell phones inside of the prisons. How is that really going on in a frequent manner?
All right. So, are you asking me do they have cell phones in there
No, I
and
know they
stuff?
have cell phones in there. I'm asking you, are there like the raping and the stabbing and the violence, is that happening like on an everyday day on the compounds?
I can honestly say, I can't really speak for the rapings or the homosexual activity aspect. I can't really speak on that because I personally don't really see that and haven't seen so much of that, on my bids. But as far as the violence and the gang banging and the stabbings, and that's at Waycross, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I was at Waycross, man, it got to where I was seeing that every day, at least once to twice a day. Somebody getting stabbed, fight, something, so some kind of violence was going on at Waycross every day.
So what is causing it? What's causing that?
I can honestly say money, drug. I mean, just respect. It's different things. It could be different things, but like overall, it's the like money.
Money.
Yes, man.
So, are the drugs coming in? We know some people fly drones in, like visitation. How are the drugs getting in? Are the drugs coming in from the officers or the mail? Like, in your opinion, how are they coming in?
In my opinion,
Yes.
the warden's bringing them in.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
So the warden, let's just hypothetically, the warden brings in the drugs. The COs are involved. They're passing them off to the inmates. The inmates are paying for this protection maybe from the COs. Is that what's going on? And the money's funneling back to the warden. And if something goes bad, the warden's turning his eye. The COs are locking people in the rooms. Like,
I don't know. Whoever's operation it is, boy, they got a mean operate. They nice. It's a nice one. That's all I can say. I don't want to
mm,
speak on it 'cause I'm scared.
yeah, I understand. I
I'm scared.
understand. I understand. So okay, you've got violence happening. It's all regarding money. Drugs are involved. You've got the gangs, the wardens, the COs. It's coming down from the top. And if the wardens are involved, it's not just the wardens, it's coming from a state level. There are government officials involved. Like this is really a state-run crime organization that is being um ran behind the name of the Georgia prison system.
Yep. And they get away with it.
Damn.
I mean, hey man, I ain't gonna hate though. Get your money.
Wow. So, okay, you spent over 7 years. What did you do with your time? Was there anything that you did positive in your time to make Justin a better person for who you are today?
This last bit, I can honestly say I did not spend 1 minute doing anything positive or conductive to the acceleration or the excellence of my existence. I can honestly say that.
Okay.
I did not do nothing on this bid but waste my time
Mm,
and a few other people's time as well. Um, with that being said, I can honestly say that I learned a lot though from this bid, and I can say that I did not waste my time in the aspect of like lesson learned. I learned
yeah.
my lesson.
So, what do you want to do with your life now?
Right now, I want to I want to give my son, man, and my kids, man, the life that I dreamed of. I can honestly say I want to give them the life that I dreamed of. And then I want to make a change, man. I want to I ain't gonna lie, man. I want some smoke with the Department of Corrections. I
Yeah.
really do. They did me dirty.
How did they do you dirty?
Oh man, I got we're gonna talk about where they sent me. They sent me to Macon State Prison. Well, actually, they tried to send me to Macon State Prison, and they stopped my transfer. All right. And then they ended up transferring me the next week anyway, because it was to have me assassinated. See, anybody who does their zealous research and goes back and look at this point in time, there were no Hispanics allowed on this compound. They would not even let Hispanics on the compound. You can look this up. This is a fact. All right.
Why?
I'm validated. Because they were it was a known they were at war with the Bloods, and
Okay.
any Hispanic Latino raza that comes out on this compound, if you're not blood, like the Bloods, I guess that they had a beef with the Bloods, and anywhere they go, the Bloods are popping on them. And they sent me to this prison. Why? Just behind the door. They sent me to the prison to put me behind the door. As soon as I got there, they made me go to the hole. And I'm like, man, why I gotta go to the hole? Because you're Hispanic. Man, y'all stopped my transfer last week because I'm Hispanic. You transfer me. I don't understand. I'm gonna sue them. It's
So, how long were you there?
I was there 60 days, which was a very short time, like which was the shortest in existence. Like I've never I got transferred like to 4 different facilities, 5 different facilities in 1 year, and that's unheard of.
Wow. So, why do you think that they sent you there? Who did you
That's
piss
deep.
off?
That's deep. That's crazy that you said that, man. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's deep. I don't know who I pissed off, but they wanted me assassinated because as soon as I got to Macon State, was 60 days later they transferred me to Waycross. I went to Waycross, and the day I got to Waycross, I got airlifted and got and it had 24 staples put in my head, stitches all put in my. But my wife's right here. She'll vouch for you, didn't I?
So, you get to Waycross, and what happens? How did that happen? Like, what happened?
I walked in the dorm. It's crazy. I don't even know. Like I walked in the dorm. I was greeted by like 10 Hispanic raza. I call them raza. I was greeted by like 10 La Raza, and I stopped them from grabbing my property. I said, oh, espérame, yo soy Jerry. I told them, I said, yo, I'm GD. I let them know who I was and my affiliation. And it was like a slap in the face. When I told them that, they was like, oh. And they went and cooked something up, went pulled back up on my brothers and was like, yeah, he was at Macon State saying he was Raza or Su Tres or whatever. No, I've never, they just didn't see my tattoo because I got it where you can't see if I put a t-shirt on, it don't look
Mm.
like I got no tattoo. So I'm looking like I ain't got no tattoos. They're not knowing that I'm a whole affiliated member of a predominantly black organization that I've been a member of for the past 20 something years. Long story short, they cooked something up to where they could violate me, and the G and my brothers let them do it, and almost killed me.
Why did your brothers let them do it?
I don't know, man. That's where the fishy part comes in. Cause see, the brothers that let them do it, one with three of them in there, and they're all gone now. They're off the compound, but they let them do that for some reason. I have no idea. There's still a formal investigation going on with my organization and that. So I can't really speak too much, but somebody's in trouble. It ain't me.
Eh. So you survived that, and then did they take you back to that prison, or where did you go from there?
Um, I went back to Waycross, and then they put me in the hole for like 4 months, 5 months, and then they let me out of the hole and put.
You said they
I
let you
made history.
you said they let you out of the hole and what? You froze.
I went back to the same dorm that I almost got killed in.
And was it the same people in there? And what happened?
I made me a stow call and went to the TC. That's all. Like it was the end of it. I was waiting because honestly, that was the day. That was the week I was supposed to crash out, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna make headline news, and I ended up going to the TC. So put me one together then.
Yeah. So you're out. You don't want to go back. You want your children back. You want to change your life. What is your plan for that?
Well, I've got to get a job. I was gonna wait till after the holidays, but I've been looking and putting in applications and stuff, and I've got a couple places hit back. But overall, I want a job. I need to start a job, give me a job and perhaps a career, like something in the meantime until I do something with this rap, because I do intend on doing something with my music career. But as far as that goes, I'm gonna go with what I know is gonna put bring money to the table, so I can take
Right.
care of these kids.
Right. Well, I very much appreciate you coming on and telling your story today. I want you to speak to the younger generation right now that may be falling in the footsteps of the life that you've lived, or even speak to your younger self. If there is one piece of advice or one thing that you could change in that advice, speak to that part of yourself or these younger children right now that are on the path of prison and violence and gangs. Like, what would you say to them?
I'm gonna say this: each one, reach one, teach one, pay attention. My dad told me this, and I'm gonna share this with y'all. He said, "Son," he said it in Spanish, pero go to español, I'm gonna say it in English, right? But he says, "Son, in life, you're gonna deal with two pains, mijo." He said, "Understand, all right, you're gonna deal with two pains." He said, "The pain of discipline or the pain of regret." And
Mm,
then after that, he said, "Choose wisely, mijo."
mm.
So with that being said, that's all I'll say.
Choose wisely. Well, thank you so much for coming on today, Justin. I will be keeping in touch and watching your journey and your story unfold and all of the amazing things that you're going to do in your life as long as you just choose the right choice. Choose wisely. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Fenced In podcast today with Jennifer Rogers and Justin. Hope you have an amazing day. Don't forget that this podcast was sponsored today by Rise Up Media Group. And one last thought, never forget that no darkness can outshine the light within. Jennifer Rogers signing off the Fenced In podcast.